Hi there, my name's TheTrueNev, I'm the only me there is, and welcome back to 7 Billion Humans. Now I've been thinking, the remaining 20 or so levels are going to be hard and then very hard, as indicated by the red, right? And considering how it went for me in the first game, as soon as you get to the hard levels, I really have to stop and think. And I don't know how good that is for Let's Plays, right? I mean, it's never been good. But in this case, it's just not good, right? And I figured, since the last episode I did was episode 8, I thought, well, since I know that this is going to be very difficult, and I'm probably going to have to look up more than one guide, because at this point, my brain just does not give a shit anymore. I want to round this out to the last 2 episodes of 7 Billion Humans before moving on to the next game I play. In other words, I'm going to try and complete all of what's left of Orange here in one episode, and then head on to the last part in the next episode. That means we're going to cram in as many of these puppies as we can, and I really hope we can. So with that being said, without further ado, let's go into Year 46, Compulsory Office Romance. Ooh la la. Well, isn't it just adorable? Well, hello, you two. Worker number 1, meet worker number 2. Worker number 2, meet worker number 1. Due to what we can only assume is extreme job satisfaction, workers have not been mating. So, please initiate the human mating process. Now. Yes, I don't know how it works either. Just read the instructions over there. Jeez. Worker on the left, say hi to the worker on the right. Worker on the right, once you've been greeted, please say hi to the worker on the left. Repeat saying hi to each other forever, never interrupting. Seems simple enough. I got new commands! Tell and listen. Well, when listening, a worker will pause their program and wait until they hear someone tell the word they are listening for. This is gonna make shit impossibly hard. But okay. Do I have to write it? Oh, no I don't. Tell everyone hi. Good to know. How do I get them to listen? Oh, just listen? Maybe? Listen... hi? I'm guessing this is it. Should be simple enough, right? Let's test it out. In super speedy. They must not speak over each other. Good listening is key. Alright then. Not as easy as pressing play. I'll be right back. Okay, now we got it. Pretty simple. Just have an if to have her pause while he says hi. And go. Excellent work. You may proceed to produce offspring. Oh, goody. I did it in 5 commands. I'm amazing. In 10 seconds, I'm super amazing. Don't ask me how, but okay. Maybe there are more ifs involved. Or an else. Whatever. Moving on. I'm glad I got that one right. And out the window. Moving on to Year 47, Automated Pleasantries. It's gonna get impossible, I know. Good morning! Is what I would say if I were standing in line with you and also executing this assignment. Yes, pleasantries are thick oil that really lubricate a productive workforce. Sir, I think you should change your terminology. Please enjoy using your new tell and listen abilities among yourselves. Cheers! All the best. Oh, just read your assignment over there. He's getting sick of my shit. Okay. First worker on the left must tell the second worker in line, morning! Then that second person must tell the third person, morning! And so on down the line until everyone has been politely greeted while politely waiting their turn in order from left to right. Okay. Let's see if we can't do this with an if, right? And I'll be right back just in case it takes too long. Wasn't that nice? I didn't expect it to work like that. I don't know how this waiting thing works, but okay. Of course it's not morning anymore, but good effort everyone. 3 or fewer commands. I'll have to try this again at some other point though. Sounds doable. Year 48, Community Training Day. Ooh, sounds tricky. Yep, tricky. Clap, clap, clap. Let's all welcome our community leader up on the stage here. What's your name? Yes, everyone say hi. Instructor, will you please show the students how to print a data cube and then shred it? Once the demonstration is complete, the instructor will signal for everyone else to try the same thing. Ooh, okay. Let's all be good listeners. Alright, so I gotta command the instructor to print a cube and shred it. Once their important demonstration is complete, they should tell the students who are listening very carefully that they may go ahead and do the same thing. And they already started the program for me, so that's good. Alright. Tell the students who are listening very carefully. Alright, tell everyone. How do I change go? Can I actually put a listen in here? Oh, I cannot. Let's see if this works somehow. Nope, no idea how to get them to do that. Maybe nearest? Nope. How do you use the tells and the listens well? I'm gonna look into this and then come back. They weren't supposed to repeat the line, but that does now make everything make sense. If that even makes sense. Oh, what am I saying? I don't know. I think I understand now how to get them to listen. It's just... it's tricky. It depends on what you're trying to say to everyone. I'm glad I got this in 8 seconds average. But I'll figure this one out, like all the others, later. In my own time. Who wants to see that, right? We're just here to pass the game, have a good time. Next, double-sided destruction, year 49. Sounds harder than it should be. Oh, good lord. Have you ever eaten a carrot? Or a banana? Or a long sandwich? Yes? Your favorite foods are long foods too? Well, then you already know. The best way to eat long foods is to bite one end. And turn it around and bite the other end. And back around and so on. Until you eat the middle last. Oh, you're in luck. That's what we need to do in this line of data. First shred the data cube all the way on the left, then shred the data cube all the way on the right. The left, the right, until they're all gone. Yum. Doesn't sound impossible. Just a simple repetition until they get it right. I wonder if I can use the tell and listen here. Maybe. So for now, let's do this. I'll see you there. That was beautiful. And it worked exactly like I expected it to, except for the 7 command size challenge as well as the speed challenge, but it works like a charm. And you know what I just realized? I didn't explain the last 2 programs. They were pretty self-explanatory though, right? Right? Well, let's go back and explain them real quick before we explain this one. And then we move on. Back down to, well, 46 was pretty self-explanatory, right? Listen, tell. Automated pleasantries, however, was also pretty self-explanatory. If there's a worker to your right and there's nothing to your left, tell the person to your right good morning. That person will just be waiting for the will be waiting until they listen to the morning, and then they're just gonna repeat that sequence of, this is instruction 4, of telling good morning to the person on the right, as long as they have a person to their left. Keep listening, keep listening. I think that last if and instruction 7 is completely pointless, but I left it just in case for the last guy in the line. 48 is Community Training Day. This one was also pretty self-explanatory, especially since they gave me everything right here. It's simply, for the first one, if you have a wall above you, that's all you really need. Take from, step down, give it to the shredder, tell everyone go, and then end. I put that end because I wanted to. Everyone will listen to the go, and then loop back up to take from, step down, shred. Simple. Beautiful. Amazing. Now, double-sided destruction... Wait, that's the one I just did. Silly me. Yeah, that's it. Now, double-sided destruction is... was pretty easy to imagine. Just took a bit of doing, you could say. I chose Mem 1 as the nearest shredder to make things easier. And I have everyone pick up their data cube to make things easier. No need to have everyone pick up at the same time. Then the third instruction is that one if for the first person on the left. If there's nothing there, just give that data cube to Mem 1, tell everyone ready, end your thing so that you're not in the way and you don't kill yourself. And then the person on the far right listens and does the exact same thing, tells everyone go. And that go is very specific for instruction 12 for everyone to just repeat the cycle. If not, without that go, they don't know what to do, right? They just keep jumping, and they don't do the things in the order I want them to. And that's all that matters. And now, I didn't notice if this person said something or not, so let's speed this up. It's just beautiful, look at it. Robotic, even. Okay. Nothing changed, nothing missed, nothing gone. Cool. Let's continue to year 50. Cubicle Communication. We're really going by fast now. Whoa. Literal cubicles. Nice. Well, isn't this fancy? How does it feel to have your very own cubicle? Shh. Do you hear that? Listen carefully. That's right. Quietness. You no longer have to hear the gross sounds and breathing and gurgling of your coworkers. Ugh. So let's keep it quiet! For this assignment, only one shredder may run at a time. If more than one shredder runs at the same time, they all explode. Dang. And then, quietness. For me. Each worker must print and shred 5 documents, but we have to be quiet. No 2 shredders may run at the same time. Okay. Oh. Luckily, we have markers here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. That is all I really need. So, I'll be right back with hopefully a quick solution. Oh, but before I go, she said quietness. I hope they can listen through the walls. Let's hope. And we're back, and I think I got it. Let's try it out in super fast mode. Oh, maybe not super fast, just so you can see what it's like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. So far, I'm glad and proud to say I haven't needed any help whatsoever. It's been fairly simple, which is quite surprising. Okay, but to explain it real quick, I set up the first 3 instructions as memories to make everything a lot easier for myself. Instruction 1 being nearest printer, instruction 2 being nearest shredder, and instruction 3 being set to 0, and this is the control marker for knowing how many items they've shredded. You even used this one in a previous episode. Not the previous one, but a previous one. Now, the entire program hinges on this first if at instruction 4, which states that if the square below you diagonally to the left equals a 1, then we start the actual program, which begins at instruction 5 and actually ends at which actually starts at instruction 8 and actually ends with the if at instruction 5. Now we start with that if, simply stating that if mem3 equals a 5, which is our counter, remember, then the first person over here, little Cindy, is going to tell everyone okay and end her turn or what have you. But since it doesn't equal 5 at the beginning, she's going to take from memory 1, give to memory 2, and then make a small calculation in her head. Mem4 will equal mem3 plus 1, meaning that I have shredded 1 item. And set mem3 to mem4. Set mem4 to equal mem3, so that you have the result in your head and you can keep adding until you reach 5. That just loops around until it equals 5. Now, once she tells everyone okay to instruction 6, is where the first listen comes into play, instruction 13. Everyone's already been stuck there for a while now. As soon as they listen, the second if in the large equation comes into play, instruction 14. If the square below me to the left here equals a 2, then jump and just repeat the first the core of the program. Meanwhile, the last 2 guys are stuck at instruction 16, listening for their okay, and Cindy over there has finished. In other words, Cindy, Bob, Billy, and Jack all go in their correct order until, well, there's no one left here to shred. Although they do live anyway, but whatever. Fairly simple, if a bit rudimentary with all those ifs. But hey, we got it. Next, year 51. Identify yourselves. Ooh, police? Where? I don't know. Okay. You've been ranked. The worker all the way on the left is number 1. Sorry, everyone else. The next worker is number 2. And so on. Let's all do a good job. That means you too, number 7. Everyone please write your assigned numbers on the data cube next to you. Oh. And put them back on the floor. Okay, this probably uses the same type of counter that I used in the previous program, where I just have to keep a counter according to the set memory, and that way they'll just write the number on the counter. As for how do I get to do that, well, let's see. It should be simple enough, but I'm not sure. So it says, label the first data cube on the left with 1, the next data cube 2, and so on down the line. All cubes must be placed back on the floor where they came from. To prevent tampering, workers who touch another worker's data cube will immediately explode. So no using memories to set the nearby data cube. Got it. Okay, I'll see you back here in a while, assuming it doesn't take too long, which it shouldn't. And there we go. I did it in a few more commands than I thought it would take, and the time is horrible. Pretty sure that can be optimized, but despite the difficulty I had in actually figuring it out, because I couldn't get the timer to work correctly as I intended, I managed to find the perfect solution for that, and all without looking up any guides or help. Good for me. But time to explain. It's pretty simple. You see, I ask everyone to take a step down and pick up their data cube. That's the first 2 steps. Perfect. The third instruction is the if for that first person on the left. As always, we need that first person on the left for some reason to do their thing. They set mem1, which is unimportant, to be a calculation of the tile on their left, which in her case would be a 0, plus 1. She'll write mem1 onto the data cube and drop it. There. Miriam here has written 1 onto her data cube, and that's all we needed. She's gonna tell the next person, and end her turn. Everyone else will listen, but since only one of them heard it, he'll do the same. He'll repeat instruction 4 to 8. And with instruction 4 to 8, well, instruction 4 is calculate based on what's on your left, and in his case, it'll be a 1. The 1 from the data cube. That way he'll just keep adding, and they'll just keep doing that as you saw from 1 to 10. Beautiful, simple. Took me longer than expected to actually solve. Next, let's go into the mode code. This orange little bifurcation. Extra level too, so let's see how this goes. I was driving on a road, and I thought, hey, why don't I download? But oh no, there's a toad! Get out of the way, Toad! Go back to your abode! I don't want you to explode. Oops! If only I had slowed. And as for the download, I got an error code. This guy's a regular poet. What do you think? I'm thinking you have some really great poetry inside you to share with the world. What? Your assignment? Okay. I'll just put it over there. You can let me know if you would like me to recite my poem again. Sure thing, buddy. Sure thing. How many times does each number appear in the grid there in the center of the room? How many zeros are there? How many ones? How many twos? How many threes, fours, and fives? Write your answers on that row of 6 data cubes at the bottom of the room and place them back on the floor. The first cube on the left should say how many zeros there are. The next cube should say how many ones, and so on up to 5. Do not include the cubes at the bottom of the room in your count. That row is only for results. Whoa. So I'm not exactly sure how to do this one, and I don't want to skip a single level. And I'm all out of time anyway. I'm gonna have to cut it here. I know, we didn't quite reach the end of the orange levels, but we're almost there. I think this may either end up ending in the episode after this one, or maybe just one more and we'll make it an uneven 11 instead of nice 10 rounded episodes. But hey, what can you do? This is the nature of programs and crazy shit like this. Anyway, if you liked the video, thumb wrestle with that like button down below, comment, and subscribe. But as always, I'm the only me, so you be the only you. See you next time on, let's hope, the last episode, and let's hope I get to solve this without any help. See ya. Aha! You thought I was done, but that's not really the case. I never actually left, or maybe I did. Truth is, it's actually another day, and I had to leave, but I'm back again. However, there's no way you could know that, and you're watching the video in one single fell swoop, so to you it doesn't even feel like another day. It feels like I just changed clothes, right? Anyway, as you can see, I actually have the program all laid out. It took me a day and about a half, like a day and a half, to actually figure it out. I realized I needed 2 counters. I haven't actually run the program, so I'm still in year 51. But let's run it live together. As far as I saw, it actually worked. We need this on full because they actually take their time. And go. So as you can see, they start out and go. Perfect. That's a good speed challenge now. And 24 or fewer commands seems doable, but I did it in 38, so it's kind of crazy. Anyway, as you can see, they start out all going to the wall and then going up and down, and in the big square of numbers until they reach the end. Then they plop back down, make a single file line against that row of zeros, and jot down each individual number. The way I did it was with 2 counters. The first counter is a control of what number needs to be counted. So first person here, Sandra, she gets that set at 0. She'll count how many zeros there are. Next person, Miriam there, has that at 1. That's all the way at the bottom though. Next person 2, 3, 4, and all that until they reach 6. Now Mem 2 is the important one, because Mem 2 is what allows them to keep, not count, how should I put this? It's what allows them to know what number they're to be looking for. So Mem 2 is set at 0. No, wait, sorry. Looking at the program, I'm completely wrong. Mem 2 is the count for how many numbers there are of what they're looking for. So if there are 7 zeros, Mem 2 is that count, is going to start that count at 0 and then count +1 for each 0 there is. Instruction 3 is where the program really begins though. If there's nothing to your left, which is the case for Sandra here, she's going to step left until she hits the wall, instruction 5, then she's going to step up, then right, and then starts the infinite loop of going up and down, as you saw, looking for the number that is hers, a 0. When she finds it, which is Mem 1, she's going to calculate and set Mem 2 again as that calculation so that she can keep calculating based on the previous number. She's going to keep the score. Instruction 11 is simply stating that as long as there's a data cube above you, step up. If not, step right. This if at instruction 15 is a repetition of the process, but instead she starts stepping down. Curiously, instruction 18 is where she leaves, where it states that if there's nothing to her right or below her, which is the case for that last square on the bottom right, she's going to step down until she hits the wall. Then she steps left, instruction 21, and instruction 22 is simply the if, stating that, hey, if you reach a certain data cube and there's a person next to you or nothing next to you or whatever, you're going to pick it up, write the number of numbers that you recorded, drop it, and end. Instruction 29 is literally just that one bit of going down. Now, instruction 36 is, and 37 is for the rest of them. And it's the point where they have to repeat, you see? Because Sandra leaves first. The others are just there like, well, there was something to my left, I can't do anything. Instruction 36 happens, then 37, oh, I added 0 plus 1. Now 1 is the number I'm looking for. They jump back up and go back to the if, and that's how it starts, you know? They just loop until everyone says, hey, there's nothing to my left, I should keep going. Originally, I thought of using listen and tell, but it was getting complicated, and I realized, hey, this works a little better. But maybe that's the way I need to do it to get through 24 commands. Next, year 53, 100 cubes on the floor. Oh dear lord, that's actually 100 cubes. Oh no! All their data got wiped. For real this time. Okay, don't panic. But we have to fix this before anyone finds out. Okay. Let's see. We have 100 cubes, so let's just write all 100 numbers from 0 to 99 somewhere on the floor. This doesn't sound easy. Something like what I just did, but not easy. Where? I don't care. 1, 2, 3, blah, 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 99. Just put them anywhere you like, as long as it looks like legitimate data. And hurry before someone notices. Okay. Each of the 100 numbers between 0 and 99 must be represented somewhere on the floor. Their order or location does not matter. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm thinking of a way to do this that's going to take forever. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. I think I got how to do it. I was thinking of doing it with just one worker, that little guy at the top, to just go one by one. But then I saw, hey, there's a row for each and every single one of these people. So I think I know how to do it. So I'll see you there. How nice. I'm sure each number really appreciates being part of something. Like a grid on a floor. Okay, so as you saw, that program takes too long. Really too long. Holy shit. 5 minutes too long, actually. 600... That's more than 5 minutes. That's like 6 minutes. 687 seconds. Jeez. And 30 commands. It's horrible, it's ugly, it's slow, it's inefficient, but it does as intended. Now, as a programmer, you should be ashamed if you try to do something like this. Can I not get past this? No, I cannot. But since this is just a game, and I'm not a programmer, I did it. Okay. The instruction is pretty simple. Similarly to year 52, we set mem1 to 0. And then, in order to line everyone up against the grid of data cubes, I have them repeat a loop in which they step left until they hit that data cube. Next, instruction 5. For the first worker, that's the only one with the wall above him, he's going to step left until, that's instruction 7, until he hits a wall again, this time on his left. Once he does that, he's going to determine, oh, I'm on a data cube, okay. If I'm on a data cube, he's going to skip to the else because the if inside that is actually... Sorry, not the else. He's going to enter that if. Okay, I'm on a data cube now. If there's a data cube above me, okay, in his case there isn't. Skip that. He's going to go to the else, which is a bit of a redundancy, if you can see that, but it's the way I did it. Pick up the data cube, write memory 1, drop. In his case, 0. He's going to calculate +1, set that new calculation as mem1, step right, so on and so forth until he has 0 through 9 splayed out on the floor. Now, this is where this jump at instruction 26 comes in. It loops back up top to say, well, I'm not on a data cube anymore, which is this space where he's actually on at the start. Since I'm not there, else tell everyone coffee time and end your functions. As soon as coffee time, instruction 24 takes place, instruction 28 happens, which is they listen, and since he only told coffee time to the person below him, that if is actually redundant now that I see it, but it says if there's a worker above me, you're going to jump up and start from the stepping left process all over again, with the difference being that instruction 9 occurs. If there is a data cube above you, which there will be for the second guy, he's going to do pretty much the same thing as before, except he's going to calculate +10. And this is going to happen each time, +10, +10, +10, based on what's on the floor. Until they get where they need to be. And as I see this, I realize, okay, that's where the redundancy is. This else in instruction 16 is completely pointless. As long as you have them set mem 1 as the current one above them, and that's good enough, but okay. I'm sure there's probably a way to make it so that they all go at the same time, but I didn't quite find it. And now, drumroll please, on to Terrain Leveler, which is year 54. Good lord, I'm 54 years old. And that will be the end of the orange levels before we reach the last levels of the game. That's right, I said it. I wanted to have this as one episode, and we're gonna have it as one episode. Let's go. Let's all imagine you have a sandbox, and you carefully build some tall sandcastles, and you dig some deep holes. And then the older kids come along and shake the whole sandbox like an earthquake, and you're left with a perfectly flat plain of sand. Well, that's what we need to do to this data. Calculate the average of all the cubes in the room and write that value to all the cubes. Oh. Okay. This seems a bit like the program I had before, except you have to calculate the average. So, it should be pretty simple. I'm gonna try to copy the design of the other one. And, yeah, I'll be right back. You guys did really average. That's a pretty good compliment. My parents always said I was average. Okay, that took way longer than expected. I mean, as if the average time here weren't bad enough. And the fact that I used 59 commands instead of 26. Really, really bad. Really horrible. But this is the proof that I did it all by myself. It's crazy, it's stupid, it's really redundant, and it's really long, so I'm gonna see if I can explain it really fast. So as you saw, the first thing I have them do... No. So the first thing I have them do is, if they if they don't have a wall directly under them, they're going to step down. That's instruction 7 and 8. This applies to everyone except the very first lady. Let's call her Janice. And after they reach that wall, all those other people jump from instruction 11 all the way down to instruction 45 to listen for that okay. Meanwhile, Janice here, she says, oh, there's a wall under me, instruction 1. Well, I'm going to step up until above me there's a data cube. As soon as there is, we skip from instruction 3 and 4 down to instruction 12. She's going to step up, and this is just like year 52 with a few minor modifications, but she's going to say, there's a data cube under me, instruction 13, okay. I'm going to calculate that memory, and then I'm going to add that amount to the previous amount. This is going to do that and repeat until, oh, she runs out of data cubes, and then she's going to step right, and then she's going to step down. You've seen this all before, so there's not really much sense in explaining it, except that since it's not an even number of cubes, instead of ending at the bottom, she ends at the top, which is what I changed here at instruction 18. If to the right and above you there's a wall, because I was lazy to correct that, she's going to keep stepping down until she has a worker to her bottom left, or under her, at which point she's going to step left until there's no worker in either of those directions, and that's where instruction 23 comes in. If there's a worker to your bottom right and below you there is nothing, you're going to step down. This was made intentional, though I could remove the step down because I have her step up later anyway, but anywho. When she does that, she calculates the average, which is mem1 divided by the total number of cubes, which is 7 by 7, 49. And then jumps from instruction 26 all the way down to instruction 37. See the redundant step up here, but whatever. At this point, she tells everyone, okay, they're gonna listen, but first she's gonna be the first in line to step up and continue the process of stepping up, where this time she's gonna pick up the cubes, write her current mem1, which is the division, the average, and drop, and she's gonna keep going until she runs out of data cubes. Sorry about that. Now, the same thing happens for the rest of the people after they listen, except that they do it one by one, which is this if at instruction 48. As long as there's nothing to my left, I'm going to step up. If not, they step down, because I can't have them all trying to copy the same one, because it doesn't work out. They loop until there's nothing to your left, at which point instruction 49 comes in, they jump down, and they start stepping up, and they take mem1, their mem1 is the one on the left. In other words, by the time Janice is done, all that line will be the average, so they're just going to keep taking and taking and taking and taking. And basically, that is it. Because they all just do the same thing, pick up, write mem1, drop, and as you saw, it just ends up with them all writing a neat little, almost kind of beautiful representation of the average across the entire grid. It was crazy, it took way longer than expected, but I did manage to do it on my own. I'm kind of proud of that. Makes me think that I should have been able to do those other ones I couldn't do before on my own. But now I can truly say that yes, this is the end of the episode. And with it, the end of the orange levels before the last episode comes, which will be all the red levels, year 55 all the way to, what was it, 64, something like that. There's not that many levels left. So anyway, since I'm all out of time, if you like the video, thumb wrestle with that like button down below. Comment if you like the video, thumb wrestle with that like button down below, comment, and subscribe. But as always, I'm the only me, so you be the only you. Now for real this time, I'll see you next time.